today's video, I battle it out in round 2 of the qualifying here in Monastir. Now, last week I showed you how I managed to win 11-9 in the breaker in the first round in my first tournament of the hardcourt season. Now I'm battling in round 2 against a college player who plays for Pepperdine, a very strong opponent, and I'd have to really dig deep in the 38-degree temperature to make it to the final round of qualifying. Let's see how I got on. Yes guys, so it's day 2, ready to go here in Monastir. For those of you wondering how we do laundry here, this is it. Just leave it out to dry in the sun. It's about 36 degrees today, so it's going to be a nice hot one. 2 matches if I win the first one. I showed you yesterday that I was battling a little bit of an Achilles overstretch. I saw the physio and she said literally just ice, rest, and you know, if it comes back in the match then probably best not to play. So fingers crossed I don't have any major pain. I'm gonna head to breakfast now, get some fuel in. I'm second match on. I'm not gonna warm up HIIT today. I've just decided I want to do kind of what's best for the body. One other thing that I'm making sure that I'm kind of having every day is I've got supplements. So we've got a turmeric supplement that I take every morning. We've got cod liver oil and glucosamine. I've got some collagen plus, and then zinc and magnesium. This is a game changer, especially prevents cramping, and yesterday was key in a really, really long match. And then I've got some multivitamins. And this is also awesome. I've got a caffeine tablets. They're 100 milligrams of pure caffeine. It just prevents that kind of caffeine crash, in my opinion, and also means I don't become reliant on going and getting a coffee. And so match time rolled around. This was a tough match. It was brutal. I think physically from the day before I was a little bit fatigued still, and that's definitely an area of my fitness that I can be working on. 38-degree heat. Definitely, I think feeling a little bit sluggish. So I knew I had to use my weapons as much as possible. Playing against a college player, I knew he was going to be super kind of consistent. A lot of those guys really like to make a lot of balls, and obviously technically very, very sound player, solid off both wings. I knew I was going to have to really make it tough for him, really just try and force the errors, especially at the beginning of this match, make him run. Definitely going to get tiring after a long time in these conditions. But overall, felt like I was playing decently, trying to use that slice as much as possible as well, to really, slow the rallies down a little bit. Lacking a little bit of confidence on my backhand to begin this match, as the balls were kind of pinging through quite quick. Just finding a lot of slices in the court was really, helping me make balls and get the early break. And as you might be able to start telling, the camera was slipping down a little bit. So excuse the kind of the camera angle going lower and lower. Obviously I'm playing the match, I'm not focusing on kind of the camera angle. I tried to set up as good as possible. But as you can see here, Photos getting the break back after a well-fought game. He played a very strong game to break there. And now it's just about kind of trying to hustle, not give him too much momentum. I was really trying to use that forehand and backhand as much as possible, but he began to really turn it on in this game. Began to play nice and aggressively and put me under some real pressure here in my service game. A lot of returns, just going for it, going deep. He had his coach watching him, so I'm sure some input given there to help was definitely paying off. But as you can see there, putting that ball bang on the line, I thought I might have even been wide. Him, very fair caller, calls it in. And this point here at 30-40, just absolute hustle. I think at this point, we're having these long 20-shot rallies. It's really physical, and so definitely just the decisions of just put more balls in court than my opponent, I think if I get the chance just to be nice and aggressive, try and get on the forehand as much as possible. He was just targeting high spin to that backhand side, but when I get on that forehand, really just trying to move him as much as possible, spread him out. He was just very solid at kind of like that, just neutralising in those rallies and just going one more, which made it super tough for me. So here at 4-all, business end of this second set. Now it's getting really intense. Obviously, you can see the camera angle going lower and lower by the second. This is as low as it gets. So don't worry too much. Right here was all about just focusing on just trying to hold on to this his service game. Try and find a break here. We'd already at this point been playing for about an hour 50, 2 hours. So both obviously physically going into that zone where we know, okay, it's going to get really kind of tough from here on out. Put in a really solid service game. I remember that at 5-4, mentally strong in that game. I hit 1 or 2 aces, I think. And again, now it's just a battle for each person's service game, both moving a lot, both moving each other around the court, being aggressive. I want to say we had kind of similar styles in the sense that we were both kind of pretty athletic, both kind of like to play aggressively. But here for me, it was all about kind of looking to come forward, him playing a great backhand pass there. And now once again, I've got to try and serve to take us to a tiebreak here in the second set. So we're into a breaker, 6-all, and Photos just turns it on in here. Really just starts playing ultra aggressive, which was paying off for him. I didn't really give him many balls. You can see me there cramping in my left calf a little bit, but definitely he just kind of started to play really, really solid. Put lobs over me there, okay, slightly too relaxed for myself, and I go 6-1 down, so I've got 5 match points against me. I remember saying to myself, just make him play 1 extra ball. Ask the question, can he win this match? This point isn't for you to try and win, take it from him. This is going to be, can he close it out, conquer the nerves, and basically hit 20, 30 shots and close it out by coming to the net. That's what I wanted to ask myself, and I get it back to 6-5. I could tell he was a little bit tight now at this point, obviously. He comes to the net, decides to be aggressive, hits the net cord, misses wide. We're back to 6-all now, and suddenly this match is still on. At this point, I was definitely in the red zone physically, completely giving it everything. It was absolute battle. Every single rally was super long like this, and I really knew it's gonna be a dogfight if we get to this tiebreak. So just wanted to think of 1 point at a time like this. There you go 8-7 up with my first set point for myself. Well, I think second set point for myself. I think I had one at 7-6 to me. Wasn't able to take that, but then 8-7 to myself. Again, just trying to stay super solid. I think in these qualies matches, it's easy to think you have to play like really nice, really like too good. A lot of the time, this kind of scrappy tennis with these old balls is kind of good enough. And managed to put that ball straight to him, get super pumped, and it's time for a match breaker to decide this match. So definitely. Now it's all about just digging deep. I think I was really pushing it here. We've been playing for about 2.5, nearly 2 hours, 40 minutes. so every point was going to be crucial. This first point was really going to set the tone for the tiebreak. You can see a little bit gusty, a little bit windy, both putting some balls a little bit shorter than we maybe would have wanted. I mean, these balls are so soft, they do not fly at all. He comes into the net, managed to put out that passing shot winner, set the tone, comes back to 2-all. I think here Photos just begins to really just let loose, capitalise on physically being a little bit more fatigued from myself, and he goes up 5-2 with a kind of comfy lead, and that gave him a lot of confidence. He began smashing returns, and I think that really began to kind of turn the tides of this tiebreak. And I knew I had to try and get in, be aggressive, and that ball there just hitting the top of the tape, getting a little bit unlucky on my service point. That was a pivotal point again. But I knew, okay, can I just be aggressive? That's going to be the key to coming back in this breaker. Goes 7-3, and from here, Photos really just trying to make me move, turning it on here. I think I have to win this one if I want a chance of winning the breaker. Go for the tweener, win it, and it's still on. Ridiculous return there from Photos, but I did really well to deal with it. I think every single point, like I said, is an absolute dogfight, both wanting it so bad. And yeah, this is where it got intense. Just overshooting that forehand. You can see my reaction afterwards. And here down 9-5. Again, wanting to do a Houdini act like the first set, but unable to. And I lose 10-5 in the breaker. Yes, guys, so unfortunately didn't manage to get the win there. Photos ended up making the quarterfinals of main draw. He qualified later that day, winning another match, beating, I think, the world number 700, 6-3, 6-3. So he was definitely on good form. So I think it was a very good kind of showcase of where my level's at. Of course, there are a lot of things that I think I could have done differently. I think the video sometimes doesn't tell the full story of the match, of course. There were ups, there were downs. And, with these highlights, I really tried to show the kind of actually what happened. Not only just the unbelievable points, there are a few points in there that were also, just an absolute battle. They weren't nice to watch, but just kind of really told the story of the match. So, yeah, I think a step in the right direction. Obviously, I'm not happy about losing in qualies, but when you lose to players that are making quarterfinals of main draw, I think it's a good sign that, you're on the right track. And, hopefully with some more hard work, I can begin to push through the qualies a little bit more regularly and hopefully, pick up some more points. Tennis isn't a linear journey. It goes ups and downs, and it's fair to say at the beginning of this year, haven't had the results that I wanted. I'll just put it out there. Haven't got any points this year. I've only had one chance where I played in the main draw, but I'm still optimistic that, throughout the rest of this year, I'm going to get my chances. I'm keeping, working hard, and, sometimes all it takes is 1 or 2 good weeks, get a good draw, play some really good tennis, and suddenly, you're up to 2, 3, 4 points. It's definitely not too far away, especially with the level I was playing at the end of last year. Just trying to find that. So yeah, excited for the weeks to come. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'm going to really put some effort into telling a little bit more of a story behind the scenes of these futures tournaments. So leave a like and subscribe if you want to see that. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.